Your aquarium speaks to you every day, but not with words, rather with silent signals that many ignore until it's too late. The water changes color, the fish behave strangely, the plants stop growing, and suddenly something goes wrong. The problem is that most people only realize it when the damage is already irreversible, and the aquarium, which was once a refuge, becomes a scene of frustration. But here's the secret. The aquarium always warns before collapsing. It shows in the details that something is wrong. And when you learn to interpret these signals, it's like speaking the language of your own ecosystem. In this video, I'll show you the main warning signs your aquarium gives and what each one really means. You'll understand what the behavior of the fish, the color of the water, and even the smell of the aquarium are trying to tell you. If you want to avoid mysterious deaths, cloudy water, and that endless cycle of fixing it and having problems again, watch until the end. Your aquarium is trying to talk to you, and today, finally, you're going to learn how to listen. 1. When the water speaks. The first voice of your aquarium is the water. It may be cloudy, yellowish, greenish, milky, or even have a different smell, and each detail tells a story. Greenish water? Excess light or nutrients. Algae are dominating the environment. Yellowish water? It could be tannin from new driftwood or an accumulation of decomposing organic matter. Milky water? A sign of bacterial imbalance, usually caused by overfeeding or excessive cleaning. These changes don't happen overnight. They are whispers of warning that something is getting out of control. And the most common mistake is trying to fix it by changing all the water, which only aggravates the biological instability. The solution is to observe the pattern, the color, the smell, and the frequency of the changes. Simple tests for ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate can reveal what is invisible to the naked eye. Think of the aquarium as a living body, and the water as the blood. If the blood changes color, the body is sick. And the same is true for your tank. When the water changes, it's the aquarium crying out for help.
2. Fish behavior. Fish also communicate, but through their behavior. And if you learn to observe, you'll discover that they give warnings long before they get sick. Fish gasping at the surface? This indicates a lack of dissolved oxygen or an accumulation of ammonia. Fish rubbing their bodies against rocks or glass? A possible sign of external parasites. Fish isolated, hiding, or swimming erratically? There is probably stress, an unbalanced pH, or a temperature outside the ideal range. These behaviors are the aquatic equivalent of cough and fever, visible symptoms of something internal. And ignoring this is like seeing a sick friend and pretending everything is fine. Another important point, sudden mood swings. A peaceful fish that starts attacking others, or vice versa, may be reacting to something chemical in the environment. Many aquarists think it's normal, but behavior is always a consequence of physical and chemical conditions. Therefore, observing your fish is more effective than any digital thermometer. They are the living reflection of the aquarium's health. If they're not doing well, it's because the entire ecosystem is trying to warn you. 3. Plants also scream. Plants are the lungs of the aquarium, and just like fish, they speak, only with their leaves. Yellowed or transparent leaves show nutrient deficiency, usually iron or potassium. Leaves with dark or perforated edges indicate CO2 imbalance or weak lighting. And if the plants stop growing, the problem may be depleted substrate or lack of fertilization. The curious thing is that many people replace the plant thinking it died for nothing, when in fact it was just asking for help. Another important sign, bubbles on the leaves. If they appear soon after a water change, it's normal. But if they disappear completely and the plants become opaque, there's a lack of photosynthesis. The system doesn't have enough energy. Maintaining healthy plants is one of the best ways to measure the stability of the aquarium. They help consume nitrates, stabilize pH, and make everything look prettier. But if your plants are wilting for no apparent reason, the aquarium is telling you that the biological foundation is deteriorating. Beautiful plants are the clearest sign of a balanced aquarium, and when they suffer, it's because the balance has been lost.
4. Myths and ignored signs. There are signs so obvious that they seem normal, and that's precisely what causes so many aquarists to get lost. The water is clear, so everything is fine. Wrong. Ammonia and nitrite are invisible. The water may appear clean and still be lethal. The fish is eating well, so it's healthy. Another myth. Many fish continue eating until their last day of life. Eating doesn't mean they're healthy. Algae are ugly, but harmless. Not always. Some indicate excess nutrients. Others reveal too much light. Ignoring the type of algae is like trying to cover the sun with a sieve. And the most common mistake, thinking that problems arise suddenly. In fact, almost all collapses are built up little by little, with small signs ignored. You know that slight musty smell? That fish that hides too much? That filter that started making noise? All of that is the aquarium whispering. The secret of experienced aquarists is simple. They don't wait for the scream, they listen to the whisper. Because in aquariums, those who act preventatively never need to put out fires. 5. How to interpret the signs correctly. Understanding what the aquarium is saying is like learning a new language. And like any language, context is needed. For example, if the water is cloudy and the fish are gasping, the problem is chemical. If the plants are melting, but the water is stable, the problem is light or substrate. If there is algae, but the parameters are correct, the photoperiod is probably wrong. In other words, no single sign tells the whole story. You need to observe the whole picture: behavior, appearance, and timing. Get into the habit of noting your weekly observations: temperature, pH, behavior, plant growth. In short time, you'll start to predict what will happen even before something goes wrong. It's like a doctor who, upon seeing a simple symptom, already knows the diagnosis. With practice, you'll look at your aquarium and understand exactly what it's trying to tell you. The goal isn't to avoid all problems, that's impossible, but rather to react early enough so that they never turn into a tragedy.
6. What your aquarium really wants. Deep down, your aquarium doesn't want anything complicated. It just wants balance. Balance between light and shade, between food and cleaning, between action and patience. Every time something gets out of control, whether it's pH, temperature, feeding, or filtration, it tries to warn you. But in their haste, most people try to fix it too quickly. They change all the water, clean everything, overdo it with products, and that's when the system collapses completely. What your aquarium really wants is consistency. Partial water changes, regular maintenance, periodic testing, daily observation. Think of the aquarium as a small planet. If you change the entire climate in one day, it won't survive. But if you make small adjustments with patience, the balance is naturally restored. Caring for an aquarium is like learning to meditate. The more calm and attention you put into it, the more harmony it gives back. So before acting impulsively, observe. It's not asking for haste, it's asking for attention. Your aquarium is alive. It's not just glass, water, and fish, it's an entire ecosystem under your responsibility, and, in a way, a mirror of yourself. When the aquarium is balanced, it reflects peace. When it's in chaos, it shows haste, carelessness, imbalance, just like us in our daily lives. Learning to listen to your aquarium is, in a way, learning to listen to the world around you. The signs are always there, subtle, constant, just waiting for you to notice. Today you discovered that every color, every movement, and every leaf has something to say. And when you begin to understand this silent language, aquariums cease to be just a hobby and become a form of real connection with life. Now tell me,
What has your aquarium been trying to tell you lately? Leave it in the comments. Who knows, your experience might help another aquarist. Leave a like if this video opened your eyes. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to continue learning more about this fascinating universe. Because the aquarium talks, and whoever learns to listen never loses a fish by accident again.